Hey, how's it going? Tom Aleixo here, and today I want to talk about why your ads are not delivering. So, when you're running Facebook ads, especially when you're doing it for your e-commerce store, you may notice that you hit submit to publish an ad. And then the next day you're like, oh, I wonder how the ad's doing. You go to check it out on your computer, and then you see it wasn't delivered, or it hardly got any reach. And you may be wondering, why the hell isn't Facebook sending my ad out? What's going on? And you may have tried everything, you just can't figure out. Well, there's a few main reasons on why your ad is not delivering. So I'm going to go over the first one. I'm going to go over is that number one, Facebook may have disapproved your ad. So when you submitted your ad for review, Facebook saw it and they're like, oh, it doesn't go along with our policy, so they just disapproved it. And you might be like, shit, what am I going to do about this? Well, very simple. What I urge you to do, even though it might sound boring, you might not want to do it, you have to do if you're running ads for Facebook, check out the Facebook ad policy. The good thing is that once your ad's been disapproved, they give you a little button to click on to read up on their ad policy. Read up on it. Check if you're creative, if your copy, your images, your video, if it aligns with what they allow on Facebook itself. Sometimes it may not be. Sometimes it could be a shift in your language, especially for example, the weight loss industry. Oh my God. You got to be very careful when running ads for the weight loss industry. You can't just put a before or after where the guy's 500 pounds and then afterwards where he's 150 in a Speedo. You can't do that. So you have to read up on it, and a simple change in language sometimes in your copy can help your ad get approved. Now let's say you look up the ad policy, you're looking at your ad and you're like, I'm confused. I followed the policy perfectly. Everything's right. What's going on here? How come they disapproved my ad? That is when you make an appeal. And that would be very easily to access too. Once your ad's approved, there's a button that says, click to appeal when you're looking at the ad itself. So what you do, you just make an appeal, and you might be wondering, what do I write? Is there anything special that you write? No. If you saw that if your ad complies with the policy, when you write your appeal, you simply write, hey, hello, I looked at the Facebook ad policy. It seems that my ad does comply with it. I'm wondering why it was disapproved. You write something like that. You even say, hey, I used the proper language. And usually you do that, your Facebook ad would be appealed, and you'll be launching ads in no time. I've had very good success when I appeal ads, especially when they meet the policy, because sometimes you got to remember too, guys, a lot of this stuff is reviewed by an AI or a computer, not by a human. So sometimes you might have used a certain word or term or phrase, and they automatically disapproved your ad. So by doing that, you can easily get your ad approved. Now, the second reason why your ads may not be delivering is that your text in your image, you might have too much text in your image. When it comes to Facebook ads, you can only have 20%, only 20% of your image can be taken up by text. So basically the image to text ratio is 20%. Once your text is more than 20%, your ad ain't going anywhere. They are not sending it. What I urge you to do is when you make images, try to use the least amount of text possible and take up the least amount of space. Because like I said, 20% or more of that space within the image, if you fill that up with text, it's not going to go anywhere. So do the least amount of possible. Look, maybe 5%, not even, because basically the way that Facebook works, the more text you have within your image, the less it's going to send it out to your audience and eventually to nobody. So definitely edit that. Try to keep it as trim as possible. Use your copy, where you could write above the text in your ad, use that area to say what you want. If you have to put a free or half off or something like that within your image, feel free to do so. Just put it in a spot that is small but also can be seen. All right, and then the third one is that your targeting is all off. So when it came to Facebook ads, they used to have something called a relevancy ad score that basically from 1 to 10 gauged how relevant your ad was to your target. Now Facebook ad has changed that. There is no relevance score anymore. They split it up into 3 categories, and this is called the relevance ads diagnostic. So basically they have 3 things. They have your quality rate ranking, your engagement rate ranking, and your conversion rate ranking. So the way that works is that, let's say you're targeting cats, right? Your interest is cats. So they take your ad, they compare it to other people buying ads within the cat space, and that's how you get where your ad lies. So let's say quality ranking. So quality is basically the overall quality of your ad. How does it compete with your competitors that's targeting that audience, cats? So let's say it says above average. That means your ad in quality is a better quality ad than most of the people buying ads within that space. The same thing goes with engagement rate ranking. Engagement rate ranking means that, and by engagement, likes, shares, comments, those count as engagements. Clicking. So if people like and share and comment on your ad more than everybody else, you're going to have an above average engagement ranking score within ads targeting that audience. And then you have conversion rate ranking. So conversion rate ranking, that basically means whatever your objective is of your ad campaign. Let's say it's to get clicks. They're going to compare your link clicks compared to the competitors buying ads within that space. Right? I know, that was a lot. Okay? If the engagement is below average, then guess what? Your audience is they're not engaging with your ad. At that point, work on the creative, work on the copy, work on your image or video. Get that good, then send it out, and then see, and then you should be able to see more success. So basically, at the end of the day, you know, especially in this case, you just have to improve your overall ad and the targeting within your ad. Start with the targeting first, then work with the creative, and then you can go from there. So guys, I know that was a lot, but if you want to get these ads approved, this is what you have to do. Now, if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to hit me up. And just to let you guys know, I do consulting, and I also do Facebook ads for e-commerce businesses. So anyway, guys, it's great seeing you. I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.